I guess I'm on, but I don't see myself. There we go. Let's do the whole thing. Good morning, everyone. Oh, what a beautiful day. I don't know how beautiful it is, but we have sunshine and blue sky. And hopefully everybody that has coffee, 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 coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Let's close out of here. Sorry about that. So, trash day. I don't know. I just thought I'd put that. We could trash anything you want today. My trash is trashing is, what do I want to trash today? I gotta think about that. I don't really want to trash anybody. Not really. I'm waiting for the bunnies to come out and realize that there's some carrots out for them. Do-do, do-do, do-do. There's some jackrabbits. I could go back to bed, tell you the truth. No, I figured I'd come on today and tell everyone hello, good morning. What are we up to today? I could do it this way too. Ooh. Carson City Group and Filter happened at Lake Trout. This Lake Trout belly. I have a theory I want to hear. Someone was eating it. See? The way it looked on Facebook, it looked like a big, huge ass fish. But it was up close. Let's see here. So I'm not even... Let's do this. Let's trash Facebook today. I don't know why, but... So this is my feed. And... Okay, Carson and Filter, I'm a member of. Daisy is a friend. You know, in my friends list. Ethan Walker. And underneath it says sponsors. And it says, my doctor said it was just COVID. Reddit told me it was actually, and then more. I don't want to ever see this as advertisement. That's one advertisement, so let's mark that down. One advertisement for Facebook on my feed. Bid 13 storage auctions in Silver Springs, I'm a member of. Home garden hack, and it's talking about how to tell between males and female chickens. I'm not a member of. So there's two. This is just on my feed. Cooking with Ashley. Follow. I'm not following her. So there's number 3. Now I only had, what, 1 that I'm following? 2. Oh, here's one. Monthly Homestead Family is talking about canning and what you can get. Okay, I follow them. Actually, no, I don't. So that makes it 4. It's a magazine. Here's one, Stagecoach Bingo. Okay, that's in Silver Springs. Prime Recipe, jalapeno salt, which my husband would probably love. But I don't follow them. So that's 5. Ramsey. Of course I follow him. I've been following him since he was a famous soccer player. Cooking with Ashley. Bruce. One of my first friends on here. Otter Creek YouTube. Okay, all takes a minute to send J and G some positive thoughts and prayers. Okay. Delta Search and Rescue. I'm following. I don't know why. Taste of High Protein. And I don't think I'm following them. Yeah, I am. Somehow I joined it. Hello, Ashley Cook. Everything starts with you at the moment. No matter how difficult this moment feels, choose to take action. Number 3, you have the strength. 4, you have everything you need. 5, the only limit is yourself. 6, success will come with consistency. I can't even spell it. I mean, say it. I know what it means. It means that if you keep doing it over and over again, it basically practice makes perfect. Comment number 7. Comment to doing what is good for your mind, body, and spirit. I love that one. 5, choose to change, to involved, to live the life you want to live. And down at the bottom it says repeat. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Ashley. I'm going to put love it. Actually, I'm going to put 100%. Because that's what it actually is. And then I have 4 Patreons. Another advertisement. So that makes 6. And why on our feed? Why so many of this? Old Taste Recipe. I don't want to follow it. Simple Gardening Life. I don't want to follow. So we're up to 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them on our face. Okay, all times timer. I am a member of that. Carson on filter. Beautiful Carson. Our beautiful Carson from the air in early morning. It is beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's part of the airplane, and then that's Carson City. Look at those mountains. Aren't those gorgeous? Gorgeous mountains. My IQ, which is basically advertisement, I don't want to be a member of. Cheryl's a friend of mine. Silver Court. 28-day, basically, diet challenge. Come on, people. This is on my feed. You know, and I go down and there's just more. I mean, right now we're at 10. And I could do another 10 more on my feed. You know, and this is why I want to get rid of Facebook. Because it's a pain in the butt to figure out what's going on with it. Now, down at the bottom, you have some stuff down here. Okay. You have Reels, Friends, Marketplace, Notifications, and Profile. Click on Friends. Now, if you click on Friends, which is everybody that's a friend of mine on my feed, okay. Now, if you close out of there, it used to be, and I help people set it up where it would be on their friends or their groups feed. So you would hit all of them every time that you open up Facebook on your app on your phone. If we click on it again, it is back on regular feed. What happens? We don't want to be on regular feed. We want to be on Friends. You know, this is why I don't want to be on Facebook. There's no way now to really set it. I mean, you click on home and you're back on home, which we were. But I just don't like Facebook because of it. You know, it's like, put it on feed, put it on your friends or groups, have homepage. I mean, I don't mind advertising, but I don't care what anybody says, and this is my theory of it. Even though you have your phone set as privacy, where it shouldn't pick up any voices or cameras or anything what you're doing, Facebook still does. Because the other day, well, it's been a couple months ago, watching something, I don't know what we were doing, but something came across, not on Facebook, on like YouTube or something, talking about something, and I go, that's a little bit on the disgusting side, and I clicked on it, and we were talking about how some people are just totally disgusting and what they put on on out there. And, you know, and I'm not going to get into details of it. And next thing I know, on Facebook, I had all these advertisements of all this gross stuff. And I have my phone set as privacy, that no app can pick up on anything. Yes, they still do. I don't care what anybody says, they still do. Look at my chin. Yes, I'm heavy, but that's okay. At least you're seeing me. I got beautiful gray hair. I like my gray hair. It's getting a little bit too long for me, but oh well. I like my dimples. I just don't like this or these. They've always been too big, but that's besides the point. You know, we could talk about getting older. There's good things about getting older. Then once you start talking about getting older, then you start thinking about, like my husband says, we're not on earth for a very long time if you think about it. You know. One day I'm watching a vehicle coming down. It looks like a car coming down this way. You wouldn't be able to see it from the camera. It's in a distance. It's funny because we get cars out here and they end up getting stuck. If they're not front wheel drive. If it's a little car that's a US SUV with front wheel drive, can pretty much make it, but they once in a while get stuck. So, but it just cracks me up. I like watching them. They come in a distance. I'm like, they're going down all the way First Street. They must be driving. Can't see them. But they must be driving around. People comes out here and they drive around and they get stuck and they're like, I don't know where I'm going. Or they're trying to find something and they can't find it. There's only 2 people on this block right now. I mean, there's other people, but actually, we're right now actually the only one living on this block. And our property is up above half a mile away from where we are at right now, because we're at a neighbor's house, taking care of his stuff. Because all we have is a Connex on our place right now. So I hear them too. Yeah, you can hear Libby growling. Come here, baby. See? She got a haircut. She's gonna look. She hears them. I know they're on First. She's looking. She's like, I hear it. Oh, and she's doing really good out here. I think she actually likes it out here. What do you see? She'll sit and watch, she'll sit and I got a blanket up here where she can look out 2 windows. And she can actually, well, actually, she can look out more than two windows, but get close to two windows. And the other day, she went off. She was laying opposite of the windows, and all of a sudden, she turns around, and she just starts barking. And I'm like, "What are you barking at?" And she's looking out the big front window, and I see some movement. She was barking at a jackrabbit. I call all the jackrabbits around here Roger, for Roger Rabbit, you know. And so she's barking at it. So yeah, we've had a lot of jackrabbits running around lately. But that's okay. We could deal that. We could deal with that. What else can we talk about? We talked about Libby. Yeah, we talked about you. Yeah, you're so cute. We talked about Facebook. One of the reasons why I don't like Facebook anymore. We talked about the jackrabbits around here. What other can we talk about? Gee, I don't even know. How many people out there has worked retail? I know I have. My husband's working. My husband's worked in retail, but he's worked. You know, he's a goldsmith in his profession. And right now, the anybody that tells you that goldsmiths and stores that has goldsmiths and sells all the fine jewelry is making profit, I can guarantee that they're probably not. We even know that the repairs are down because the gold and silver is so high. So, and I've noticed because I'm members of some groups, that a lot of stores from coast to coast is closing due to the high prices. And that on top of that, the younger generations aren't into stuff. They'll get it online, or they're just not educated, or they get it online and then they come in and they go, "Can you do this?" And because we don't want to send it back and get the right size, and come find out, airplane, you can't size it because it's not what it says. And then when you start talking to them and they bring up the ad, it says color gold or color silver. It doesn't say gold 14K, gold such and such. It says colored. And it has a mixture. And people don't understand that custom stuff nowadays are like glasses. You never know. Metal frames like this has so many different values in it that a lot of them you can't weld. That's the same way with these rings or necklaces or whatever. You can't fix them. So, you know, So that industry is like falling apart and everything else. So my husband's been trying to find something local, which we live in a very small, it's not even a town because we don't even have a mayor. They call it a town, but we don't even have a mayor. We're uncorporized, which is a really good thing. Even though we have to deal with the county, it's still a really good thing. Because you don't have, you know, that in any ways, even if we had a town, we live actually far enough out of town that it wouldn't really bother us one way or the other. We'd still be in Silver Springs, but we would not be part of the town stuff. So, but it's I still don't care for the desert, but I love living in this spot because my bra straps keep falling down. I'm sorry. Because we got mountain ranges all around us. I mean, who doesn't like mountain ranges, And we got Mount Rose, which we can see from here, that mountain range, the Cascade Range in view, which is full of snow, which is beautiful. Less rain. Less rain out here. Yeah, we got a little bit of snow. We had snow, on the ground for about 2 to 3. No, about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. But it was not snow all the way around, all the way over. It was just where the sun didn't hit it, like underneath the shade brush, some of the big shade brushes. Some of them are almost the size of me, and I'm 5'2", which is really strange of having them that big. The tumbleweeds, I found out, and you could do a search, Google search on tumbleweeds in Nevada. You will find out they are invasive species. When they started doing a lot of Western shows, like Bonanza, Clint Eastwood movies and John Wayne movies and stuff like that. They thought it would be cool to plant tumbleweeds so they would, dry out and roll. Well, they're slowly taking over, and when they dry out, they have seeds, and so when they break off, they will roll and drop all those seeds. And there's hundreds of seeds on them. And they're stickers. It's actually a sticker bush, is what it is. And tumbleweeds come from Russia. So go figure that one out, And they're from Russia. So, I don't know. I just thought it was just kind of odd that they have, things like that. Another thing that I have to complain about on Marketplace. Why do I have that? Okay. So let me find one here. No. So on Marketplace, I'm trying to find one that I would know. The value of it. Okay, let's use this example even though they came down half. Okay. Depending on how old the silver buckle is. Okay. And the belt is. They started off with 60. Okay. So let's snapshot this. Save it to my thing. Okay, on my apps. Okay. I have just Google. Okay, on my apps for a search. On it there's a mic and a little camera thing. You could take a picture with it. See? You can take a picture of it, see? Or down at the bottom, because I saved that picture, you can click on it, save it, and adjust it so it will bring it all up. And let's bring it. It says, and I put the belt on it. This is a BIK studded belt in white. It features a Western buckle with basically a cross. So it tells you okie dokie. They have BIK, I want to say bikes, belt. So the buckle did not come with the belt. Brand new. These are going for $29. Okay. So if I go back here and just do the belt buckle. The belt buckle is Cody James is the name of the designer. And brand new, you can still get them for brand new at the Cody James site, it looks like, for $54. So let's see. You could get it at Boot Barn. And there's nothing like on eBay that's right at the same. So this person on Facebook basically wants $35 for a used, both of these, for the price. It started out for basically the over the price of a brand new buckle. I don't know where they're getting their information. Even $35 isn't. Something like this where you can actually purchase the belt, because the belt, it looked like for $35 you can purchase a brand new belt of the same belt for $29.95. Yeah, you added on the buckle, but still, I mean, it's like I could get a buckle and I could get the belt and have a brand new one for the price that they a little bit higher. You know, it's kind of like a give and take. I would probably sell this belt since I would sell it for, since I cannot find any used ones, I would, with both of them together, I would sell it for about 15 to 25 bucks. If I was doing it on Facebook. Okay. Solid brass horse galloping. Now they don't have, okay, right there's what it looks like. So I'm going to save it. Come on. Fine. Take a picture of it. They're trying to sell it for $100. So save the picture. Go to Google. The Google machine. Bring up the picture, which is right down here in the little circle. Okay, it is a vintage solid brass sculpture of two horses running. They want $100 for it. Right now, it's selling on eBay for $45. So if you want to go, let's see here. So $100 for that same thing, you go on eBay and purchase it for $45. So the $100 is not worth it. Plus, you got to figure gas and everything else. Now, if I click on this, $8. So still be under $8. You know, for $8.99 for shipping. You can't even with a small, you know, you can't even get a tank, go from where I am into Reno, where it is at, for that amount, you know. So let's see. Let me open up my eBay. Go to sell. And where is it? Tools, offer, research. Brass. Brass. Running. Horses. categories. That's fine. There's gotta be format. Auction, fixed price. No. Sold. 38.59 in the last 3 years. So $45 for it is not bad. So let's go, since there was actually 2 of them running together. And that's only one. Yeah, $33.82 in the last 3 years. So $45 ain't bad. One sold for basically $40, $39.99. And that was the same thing that they're trying to sell for $100. Here's another one, same thing, $28.49. That was a couple of years ago. So, you know, Facebook Marketplace, before you purchase something, you need to snapshot the picture, throw it on, and see what the average. Let's bring it up. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's close it out. 45. 1970. $40. $44 on Etsy. So they got someone in California or whatever, 300, and no, that's another, I think that's probably, they're trying to sell it for $389. Etsy, $130. But you can actually go through here on the list of Google, and what I would actually do, because it's really hard to find sold items anymore, what I usually end up doing is going on here and writing the highest and the lowest, and if there is a group of them that's around like $40 maybe, let's take that area, which there is, and that's kind of like the medium area, and that's what I usually sell, if you know, on my eBay, is the medium area. And so that's how I come up with my price. So I look on eBay, I mean not on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace, to find, like, you know, every once in a while I'll find something that's really good, and I've bought maybe 1 or 2 pieces, and then I turn around and sell them on eBay. But for $100, and a lot of people know, I just want $100, you know. They're not, you know, I've went back and said, you know, just to be a turkey butt about it, you know, I'd say, what's your lowest? And they say, oh, like on the horses, I can do this. If we had time, I could go in and say, what's your lowest? Sometimes they won't ever get back to me because they think it's a joke. Or they get back to me and say, oh, 100 is my lowest. You know. And I'll being a turkey butt as I am, I'll go, whoa, wow. I can get it for $45 on eBay with basically $9 shipping. Or $40 and $9 shipping. So I basically can get it for $50. And it's going to cost me more in gas to go out to where you are in Reno than to have it sent to me. Just so they know that they're probably not going to get that high price. And we also, we get resellers that's trying to resell on Facebook. And I've talked to a neighbor that's a reseller here. And him and I have talked about it. And he buys storage stuff and resell it. And he'll do eBay. He will do Facebook Marketplace, depending on what it is. He will do garage sales. But he always tries to make everything lower so someone else that wants to come by and wants to resell to make that profit. And that's the way it kind of should be, especially if you're doing Facebook Marketplace, on a whole bunch of items. If you want that total retail of reselling, that high-end retail stuff, do it on Dibs, do it on Etsy, do it on, another website. eBay has always been one, I've sold off and on eBay for years. And, I've done auctions. I like Buy It Now. I try to put it as a medium. So if someone says, oh, I can sell that, the total retail for that vintage piece is over $100, but she has it as a medium price on eBay for half of the price. I can make a little bit of profit there. So I'm making a little bit of profit. They're making a little bit of profit. We're all happy. So that's the whole thing on that. So that's not much of trashing anybody, but it's kind of trashing Facebook and people on Marketplace. But it's weird because stuff like that is, if that brass horse was for sale on Marketplace, probably out in Fallon, Fernley, here in Silver Springs, Dayton, Stagecoach, it'd be a lot cheaper than $100 in Reno. Reno and Sparks, to me, anybody that's on the Marketplace is pretty much like people in Oregon. Let's post it on it as high as I can. Now, the one thing is all the building material or the farming material, even if it's used, can be recycled, is very expensive. I don't care what anybody says, because usually they're higher than buying it brand new out here. And it's like, aren't you trying to clean up your yard? Are you trying, you got done with your building things, why don't you just try to get rid of it, No, I want to make a profit. I want to get my money back. Is a couple people basically said that. I want, I could sell it for a higher price than what I bought it so I could get all my money back. Where is that? That logic is not logicking to me, you know. So, because I would like to do, I would buy used stuff and gather it up, but I'm not spending the amount of money that they want for the stuff when I can go get it almost brand new basically brand new at Lowe's or Home Depot, cheaper or about the same, brand new, you know. So it's like I don't understand. I don't understand the concept of it. So, but that's here and there, and I'm running close to an hour. I could run over an hour talking about this, but I'm not seeing anybody basically online. So it's just me, myself, and I rambling on. But that's okay. I could deal with that because at least I'm trying. So if you put this is at bugs _ place. If you put at FLS Cricket, that's my other channel. And so hopefully next week I will do another live. And maybe I can see, I'm trying to work it where I do a live at least once a week on this one. All I want is a like, a dislike, a subscribe, and watch this all the way through. Watch my rambling, even if you just leave it. Turn it on, let it play, go outside and do something. Come back in about an hour. At least it plays. Get it out there. Let it go. Leave a comment. Said, I let it play. Or, here I am. Just to push it out a little bit. Before we leave, one of the other things that I have a hard time with is why is spices so high anymore in the grocery store? I'm looking for nutmeg. No, I'm looking for allspice. No, nutmeg. Yeah, I'm looking for nutmeg. Almost bought allspice. Okay. And I think Kroger, which is Smith's out here. Let me pull it up. Pull up the app. Allspice. No, nutmeg. Okay, $3.99, $5.99 for 19, $6.97, $6.99. Okay, why are they so expensive? You know, why? What I want to do is I want to make cake, old-fashioned cake donuts. That's what I want to do. Go figure that one out. I remember my mom complaining that spices, what was it, my mom or my dad? I think it was my dad, complaining that spices were like $1.99 or $1.20 or something like that. And I used to go to the dollar store and get them for about $1. So I don't know. Think I forgot to explain. My husband, he's working local at the Dollar General here, and my question to these stores is, why do you have your employees at different shifts each day? Yesterday, my husband went in at 10. Okay. He was off at like 2, 3 o'clock. You have him come in at 6 today and tomorrow until like 11 or 12. I don't know. Okay. And you have them on all these different hours. You would keep your employees if you had them the same days off and have them on a straight schedule. And your schedule would be, you wouldn't really have to change it. You want him to come in at 6 on certain days, which is fine. But you have it permanently on his schedule that way, Sundays, Mondays off. And one of the questions I asked him, I said, did she ever give you hours? I mean, it's part-time. Give you a guaranteed hours? And he goes, no, we never talked about it. I said, you should have. He goes, yeah, I should have. Because next week, she has him only working 1 day. 1 day. How can anybody get another job, number one, to work 2 jobs to make ends meet nowadays? I know people says, oh, I have 3 jobs. I work 3 jobs. Well, how in the world are you doing that if you're in retail? But I don't know. But that's my pet peeve for today. Is retail stores need to set their employees with set schedules that makes your life easier, that makes their life easier, and you will keep more employees that way. And it will actually make them happier because they can schedule around their schedule instead of going week by week. And don't change their schedules, even though you're supposed to let them know within 24 hours in most states. But that's my pet peeve for today. So I am out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day, your rest of the evening, whatever, and make things happen better in your life. And I will see you sometime next week. And if I can make it, announce it earlier, I will.